Hello and welcome back to Mountain Blade Warband and our 10th year anniversary series. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to attack King Graveth here. He came out of the woodwork and I thought to myself, hey, you know what? We need to take him out. Otherwise, he's just going to prove himself to be a bit of a nuisance and we need to make sure that he doesn't. Because he has 140 units. This is him. By himself. He's not actually accompanied by any vassals. I am indeed accompanied by two of mine, and they have around, I think, 60 or so units inside their armies. And I'm very much hoping that we'll be able to do a pretty decent job of eliminating this fellow. And then we can move on to Jokala. Very much hoping that we'll be able to take that. Now, this is very much a case of let's just see if I can do some damage against their crossbowmen. Obviously, if I get taken out, this is going to be real bad. So I'm going to try my very best not to have that happen. And going to have to be a bit careful about the enemy units, most notably sharpshooters. If I see any sharpshooters, I might need to be a bit careful. But as you already know, some of the lower tier crossbowmen are just as capable as the sharp... Yes. Just as capable as the sharpshooters. As I was saying. Yeah. Okay. That was interesting, wasn't it? I jinxed myself so incredibly heavily that I reacted even before I died. Because I thought to myself, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say it just because you never know. Maybe you don't know, you know? Maybe you don't know that the crossbowmen are actually pretty good no matter what, you know? They are always relatively decent no matter what tier they are, with the exception of, you know, the lowest tier, of course, because the lowest tier, they probably come equipped with something like light crossbows or something. But if they have regular crossbows, and I'm talking about actual regular crossbows with like 49 piercing damage or something like that, they're really going to do some pretty decent damage. Especially if they get you in the head, which is exactly what happened to me just then. And that very much grinded my gears right there, yes. Ugh. Okay, so there's not much I can do about that, as I say. The only thing I can really do is just not die now. If I die now, then this is basically over with. And I will not be able to defeat King Graveth, because otherwise I'm going to have to go into an auto-resolve. And we all know how auto-resolve is in Warband. It is really awful. Really, really awful. So I would like to try to avoid that if at all possible. Obviously, me getting shot in the face for 25 damage, definitely not something I want to do. And that's also the reason why, by the way, generally I do like to play on a slightly lower player damage, because here's the thing. Imagine this. I got shot in the face at full damage. Imagine if I got shot in the face at full damage. That would have been 50 damage from a crossbow headshot. And that's all you need to know. That is all you need to know, because I have, how much? I think I have 60 HP total. So that was pretty much an instant kill. Pretty much an instant kill. So that's the main reason why I'm not playing with the maximum difficulty on my own damage, because it literally just makes it into something so incredibly irritating and unfun that I didn't really want to do that, you know. Generally, yeah, sure, if you want to make the game kind of like a, I don't know, like a Twitch shooter or something like that, where you die instantly from one shot or something like that, then yeah, you can definitely go ahead and do that. But for me personally, I very much enjoy the RPG aspect much more than, as I say, getting shot once and then dying, you know, because in general, I mean, you saw, I actually died anyway, you know. I didn't actually, didn't need any help with that, you know. I died anyway, even though, as I say, the setting is a little bit lower, and I was still able to have a little bit of fun, but obviously, you know, I was still stopped by the opponent. I wasn't actually, you know, invincible, invulnerable to damage or anything like that. Anyway, Lord Nadar is unfortunately eliminated right there, and I'm actually thinking about taking him prisoner, because why wouldn't I, right? I'm going to gain money from this. I'm going to be able to keep him off the battlefield for a little bit of time. Kind of makes sense, I think. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We'll take a couple of pieces of loot, even though the loot is kind of meh. It's not really that useful. And otherwise, we are going to go back to Valuka, apparently, because there are a couple of people there that want to attack it. I will try and see what I can do about this. Hopefully, we can get in here. Sargoth has been attacked by the VAEGIRs. Okay, that's actually looking pretty bad. Can I make peace? No, I'm going to have to speak to King Graveth. That's actually hilarious. Now I have to speak to King Graveth, even though I have him in my prisoner's hold. I'm actually wondering, can I even speak to him now? I don't think I can. I think that Warband is pretty limited in that respect. I think also it is it's kind of similar in Bannerlord as well, but they've made it a lot better recently in the 1.8 version. The 1.8 version does make it possible for you to persuade enemy vassals from the prisoner menu, which I gotta say is amazing. I think that is a super good addition to the whole thing, because let's face it, whenever you're in a situation like that where you have a bunch of vassals in your prisoner's hold and you think to yourself, okay, I'd love to be able to speak to them and give them a bargain or some kind of deal or something like that, and then all of a sudden it just goes, yeah, you can't do that. You know, when it denies you that particular opportunity, you just think, oh, well, why not? Why can't I do that? You know what I mean? And so, obviously, now that they've added it, it's great. It's nice. It's really good. Unfortunately, the problem with it is that most of the time, the enemy vassals may not even want to join you, which is kind of sad. But can't really do much about it, I guess. Anyway, I will be winning this battle, no doubt, because we seem to have taken very minimal casualties, and the enemy has now started to run away, which is exactly what we want, of course. And then we will inevitably be moving on to... see, that's the thing. I really want to defend Valuka, but at the same time, I want to expand, because we are now losing Sargoth, which is obviously pretty bad. And we have bunches of people here that will be helping us. I'm actually wondering... Yeah, they are still attempting to attack this. Can I... I'm actually wondering whether I should let my forces go. Yeah, you know what? Okay, I'm going to try something. I'm going to try and speak to King Graveth, because maybe we can get a peace agreement with them. I don't really want to. Do bear that in mind. I really don't want to, because I think that that's a huge waste of an opportunity. But on the other hand, it feels to me like I might have to. So let me actually just see if I can speak to him. Okay, yeah, that really grinds my gears as well, that they basically just go, you know, your character just says to the prisoner, oh, you shouldn't run away, you will never escape. And then the prisoner just goes, no, I swear, I won't. And I just think, oh, okay. I don't even, it feels a bit offbeat, you know what I mean? It feels a bit offbeat, bit weird, but whatever the case, we obviously have no options in regards to that, which is really unfortunate, actually. But as I say, in Bannerlord, they've made that a lot better, so that's pretty nice. But other than that, we are now going to have to eliminate this fellow, and then I will be heading on to Jalkala. I would love to be able to take it. Maybe if he offers me peace agreement, you know, if King Graveth actually, you know, sends one through an emissary or something like that, then we won't have to worry too much about the VAEGIRs, and I can actually go over there and see if I can help out. But the problem with the VAEGIRs now is that I have no idea what their kind of strength is, because I've been away for so long. I don't know what their vassals are like, and I can only hope that Lord Nelag and the various other lords that we have that are relatively strong, they have, you know, 140, 150 troops in their armies. Very much hoping that they're going to be on the ball, defending for us, and making sure that the enemy doesn't encroach too much. I can only hope that they're actually going to defend against the people at Sargoth as well. If they don't, Sargoth is gone, and that is my fief. Bear that in mind. That is my fief, and I'd like to be able to maintain control of it, but you know how it is. Sometimes that just doesn't happen, and you're just going to have to roll with the punches, as it were. I very much hope that we don't lose it, because it does provide us with a pretty significant amount of money at the moment, and it would be fantastic to maintain it. But Yeah, well, let's see what happens. Maybe someone's going to go over there and see if they can defend, but highly unlikely, I'd say. Anyway, let's go into Jokala here. Thankfully, most towns are indeed siege ladders, so we shouldn't have to worry about it too much. And Lord Aodin and Nadar are helping us. So let's join the assault, and we have a -3 battle advantage. Ah, it's the same layout. Okay, this is real weird, I gotta say. The same layout as the other two towns that we've taken so far from the rhodok territories. I would have expected the town layouts to be slightly different. Not too different, of course, because it's rhodok architecture, but I would have expected them to not have the exact same layout, but maybe I don't know. They must have gotten the same architect to design each and every one of them, right? Or the same builders or whatever. But yeah, this is going to be, as you can quite clearly tell, not that difficult because we're already on the battlements. Very, very strange. And now I'm going to have to use the enemy's own bodies against them, which I will try to do. And there's a sharpshooter there. We definitely need to murder him. Let's try and take him out. I'm getting shot, which is... that grinds my gears so hard. It really does. Whenever I get shot in the face, whenever it's a headshot, I always think to myself, wow, that's really irritating. Anyway, there we go. We were able to make it to the archers. I only have one Nord infantry with me, unfortunately, so this is maybe going to not work out too well, but let's just try it and see what happens. Maybe I'm going to be able to win the day. Unfortunately, he did get murdered. He was just a regular Nord footman, so I don't think I can really consider him too tough. But at the very least, we were able to clear out the archery nest, and my forces are now on the battlements, which is perfect. Okay, so this one has a different spawn zone for the opponent, different reinforcement area, which is actually good. I'm pretty happy to see that it's a little bit different in that regard. But as it stands, we got some people jumping off there. Very, very funny. I'm not entirely sure why they're even doing that, to be honest, because the enemy is just going to come back up here anyway, and it's just going to be inevitable that they will be eliminated. But yeah, maybe the allies don't actually know that. Yeah, who knows. Anyway, as you can see, we have already eliminated around 130 units. I will try to get a couple more kills. Wouldn't mind getting some more experience if at all possible, so I'm going to try and squeeze in here and see what I can do. Oh wow, I'm going to die. I have a bad feeling about this. Why are my forces not moving forward? Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Yeah, the AI can be very hesitant sometimes, and it can easily result in a lot of unnecessary death, just purely for the fact that the AI doesn't decide to move forward when they can, you know, and that makes a big difference, but... oh well, can't do much about it. So let's just see if we can thin out the opponent a little bit so that we can actually encroach upon the crossbowman spawn zone. And I will actually get out my crossbow here as well because, of course, considering we're fighting the rhodoks, I should be able to pick up some spare bolts here and there. What is actually going on here? Why is this guy right here? Why is this guy right here? I thought my forces actually cleared out this area, but apparently they didn't. Okay, very strange. Alright. And I am now very close to death, which is not great. And I am I'm doing very little damage, actually. Very surprising. What is actually going on there? Why am I only dealing 14 damage? There we go, that's a little bit better. Seems like I wasn't hitting... maybe they were partially blocking it with a shield or something like that. Not entirely sure why forces are even coming up here, to be honest. But, okay. Now, if I had more HP, I would definitely jump down there and see what I could do. But as it stands, I will probably end up dying. I'm going to wait a little bit of extra time here because I'm thinking that maybe if I just eliminate a couple more enemy units, I might actually have the opportunity to jump down there at a later point when we have the end in sight. So so if I actually die, then it's not going to be that big a deal, and I will be able to hopefully continue to capture the town. So we can only hope that that might be the case, but if it's not, then well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I think we should be fine. Also, we are getting some pretty decent crossbow proficiency. It's not exactly great, but it's fine, you know. It's okay. As I said before, we don't really have that much in the way of Weapon Master, so of course my, proficiency leveling speed is going to be pretty slow in comparison to someone that might have more Weapon Master skill. But, yeah. Anyway. Wow, we're getting some good headshots. Okay. Very nice. Only 2 more shots remaining. There we go. Oh, another headshot. Great. Okay, can we get some more? Yeah, there we go. Alright, so let me see. Can I pick up some more here? There was some on the floor. Or there wasn't, apparently. Okay, maybe over here will be some. Yeah, there we go. Thank you very much. Okay, so how many have been eliminated so far? Okay, so they have, as far as I'm aware, they have around 450, and we've eliminated around 350, I believe. Yeah, almost 350. So once we get to around 400, I will jump down, and I'll see if I can maybe get to the enemies a little bit deeper into their reinforcement zone. But as it stands, I mean, you can see quite clearly that they are jam-packed. It's going to be very unlikely that I'm going to be able to reach any of these enemies because my forces are just crowding everyone out. And yeah, that's pretty much all she wrote, I suppose. And there we go. That is indeed the victory. And that means that every single town of the Rhodoks has now been captured. And I gotta say, I feel like this has worked out pretty nicely. I was not initially deciding, or indeed even planning, to attack the Rhodoks, but they decided to attack us. And so I thought, okay, might as well take the opportunity to eliminate them now, so that I don't have to particularly eliminate them later on down the line, because as it stands, as I said to you before, having a huge uphill battle, almost literally in some cases, against the Rhodoks when they have a massive amount of sharpshooters in their garrisons, it's going to be very, very difficult for us to win the day at the very end of the game, because they will have had, I don't even know how many days. They would have had, I don't know, 500 days, or maybe even more than that, depending on how fast you are in capturing things, to build up forces in their garrisons, and they will almost assuredly have a massive amount of sharpshooters in each garrison, and that is going to make things so incredibly painful. Anyway, we're going to let this guy go. He's got a good personality. He won't join us, but he I don't know, maybe he will, I don't know. He's got -9 relations, so it's probably not going to happen. This guy is also going to be released. There we are. Okay, so let's just take a bunch of Nords. That seems like a pretty decent idea to me. As I said before, now the Nords are no longer part of the game. It's pretty good to take their units, because they're going to level up pretty nicely into some pretty hardy footmen, or in the case of the archers are not that bad. I mean, yeah, ranged wise, they're not amazing when it comes to their own capabilities in comparison to other people, other archer-based units, but they actually have some pretty decent two-handed skills, so they can be kind of useful in actual sieges, which is kind of strange. But anyway, I don't actually know who to give this to, because I really have no idea who has a good personality. So I'm thinking we're probably going to give it to Lord Gunda or Lord Olaf. Lord Olaf, I guess. Oh, wow. That was probably not the best idea. Yeah, that was probably not the best idea, but okay. Yeah, if something bad happens, then you can blame me then. But as it stands, yeah, I think, I don't know. I think it's going to be okay. Hopefully, cross fingers. Let's hope that Lord Olaf is going to do a relatively decent job. And I still cannot find any of these companions. What's going on there? I have no idea. Anyway, these guys are going to obviously attempt to try and do something here, but I'm going to... Oh, siege tower. Are you serious? Okay, so there are 2 castles remaining in Rhodok's territory. Well, there's 3, but I'm not counting the Almera Castle one, because that is the Nightmare Siege, which I would prefer to avoid at all costs. But yeah, we will probably be heading over there at some point in the near future, if the Rhodoks do not decide to declare some kind of peace agreement with us. I'm actually thinking, you know what? Maybe we want to just end the campaign right now. I'm going to end the campaign right now. And we're going to see if the enemy wants to do something. Okay, yeah, there. Oh, no. You're not going to kill my friend. Yes. There we go. Let's just go for a nice little auto-resolve. And we saved Lord Aodin from being completely murdered. This guy has a great personality for us, or at the very least, he seems to have a good personality. You don't actually see what their personality types are, but I believe he's pretty good, because he says, "Congratulations on your victory, sir." That means he has a good one. So he's either upstanding or honorable, or I don't think he's martial. So maybe he'll join us in the future. That would be quite nice. And otherwise, there we go. All right, so we gained some honor as a result of that too. And also this fellow could, yeah, there we go. We got him. All right, this is perfect. I'm just going to go in for a nice little auto-resolve here too. And then, aha, so this guy's got a bad personality, as you can see. He really has. Because you can see he says, "Cursed be this day." So I'm going to take him prisoner. And then we will remove him from the game board, as it were. Yes, he's not going to be bothering us in the future. Or in the near future, at least. And we have some villagers here that are being attacked by this guy. I'm going to try and help him out. We're going to do another auto-resolve here. And there we have it. We'll increase our relation with our own faction, which will not really do that much for us, unfortunately, but there we have it. We've now eliminated quite a few of the enemy's vassals, which is always a good idea. And we're also now getting some Nord Huskarls leveled up too. I have 3 of them in actual fact, so that's going to be real nice. Okay, so now here's the question. Yeah, Sargoth is going to get taken, unfortunately. But here's the question. Do we want to run over there and see what we can do against them? Or do we want to, completely eliminate the rhodoks? The problem with eliminating the rhodoks is... there's a few points. There's a few points why this is really annoying. Because, one, we have to deal with the siege towers. It's going to take 42 hours. I lost Sargoth, of course. I mean... Why wouldn't I lose Sargoth, right? See, that's the thing. We can either do this, where we take, Colmar Castle, or I can go back and I can attempt to take Sargoth back. That is the only, basically those are the 2 options that I have at the moment. I'm thinking we'll try to take Colmar Castle. I'm not holding out too much hope about this. Personally, I feel like it's maybe too much time investment, considering we are at war against 2 different factions, and it might actually make sense for us to not do this, but I'm going to try to take Colmar Castle. If it turns out to be too much of an annoyance, then I will just leave, and we'll see what happens from there. Oh, I know this. Okay, I know this castle. I know this castle layout. This is going to be kind of interesting. That also kind of grinds my gears. Whenever I have my shield up, for some reason, the enemy is always able to shoot past it. But of course, I know why that is, because I don't have anything in shield skill, and my shield is, it's pretty large, as you can see, pretty good. But you can see that enemies can easily shoot my legs, and that's probably what they're actually doing. Ah, the damage. Ah, yes. Wonderful, isn't it? I was attempting to shoot some people behind the siege tower here, trying to take a little bit of advantage of my ranged, or my newly ranged capabilities. And unfortunately, the enemy was able to shoot me in the head for another 20 damage. So now I have even less HP with which to assault the keep, which is kind of unfortunate. But... that's exactly what happens, If I try to do something and try to get a little bit of an advantage, then the enemy just takes it away. But that is, of course, the main challenge of the game, trying to maximize your own positive influence on the fight in comparison to the enemy's positive influence. So it's a case of give and take most of the time. Now, I do remember this particular castle layout, and it's a pretty... I wouldn't say it's a harsh one, but I would say that it can be quite difficult if you do not get into the keep fast enough. So if you don't get onto the battlements easily, then you might get stuck at that area, and then bad things are going to happen. But I can very much just hope that maybe I'll be able to inflict enough damage with my crossbow here. And the crossbow is obviously going to make a pretty big difference to how much damage the enemy is able to do too, because this is the main point of this castle. If they can keep your forces at the bottleneck, at the very beginning entry point, then their ranged units will just be able to continue dealing damage over and over again. and it will actually result in some pretty heavy casualties on your side, which is exactly what is happening right now. So if I can actually start eliminating some of these, that would be fantastic. Can I... Oh, are they getting reinforcements already, or... I don't think so, right? I don't think so. Is that a vassal? That's a vassal! Why is there a vassal in here? Are you serious? Okay, wait a minute. Can you guys actually... Yeah, there we go. Okay, they're actually moving now. Yeah, I was actually very much hoping that they would move a little bit faster than this, but yeah, you know how it is. Anyway, let's just go in here. Come on. No, 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 no. Don't get shot, don't get shot, don't get shot, don't get shot. Okay, we're fine, we're fine. Let's try and eliminate this this sharpshooter. He's caused us a great deal of pain. And I'm going to try, if I can, to just run along the enemy's archer line here. They're very cleverly spread out as well, as you can quite clearly tell. So this really is going to make a pretty big difference to how effective I'm going to be. And the enemy actually has a massive amount of them down in the courtyard as well. So this might very well be almost, maybe even impossible for me to do. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe I'll be okay. If they don't start firing at me, I should be fine. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna jump down. Don't shoot me. Oh no no no! There's someone from up there. I didn't realize. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. All right, don't get shot. Don't get shot. Okay, don't get shot by this guy. And now I'm in a bit of a tough position because there's someone up there on the roof, I believe. They're actually shooting me as well, I think. And now I'm in a... Oh yeah, I see now. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I knew he was going to switch back to his crossbow. Okay, he's going to try to shoot. Yeah, there we go. We forced him into a nice little miss. Now, hopefully he's not going to shoot me. There we go. I avoided the last shot that he had loaded up. Very nice. And now my forces are coming down into the courtyard, and we've done a pretty decent job of getting rid of a lot of the potential problems that our forces could face. So I'm kind of happy with how we've done that. And maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to jump down there and get a little bit of extra experience. As I say, I'd like to get to as high an engineering skill as possible. Wow, we've really not eliminated that many units. This is actually a painful siege. Okay, they're going to swarm me? Oh dear. Okay. Yeah. That was a huge mistake on my part. That was definitely a huge mistake on my part. I should not have gone over there. I thought to myself, you know what? Maybe if I stay at the side, I should be okay. Maybe I'll be, able to maybe do something. But we eliminated 170 of the enemy's total units. They still have 100 and... Wow. Okay. I did not realize they had that many people in there. I thought to myself, oh, they're going to have about 200 or something like that, right? No, they actually had a lot more. Okay, well, that's actually not even bad, all right? That's not even bad. You know the reason? Because we now gained a massive amount of experience for the forces that actually did manage to survive, which is pretty cool. And I'm actually going to leave this castle the way it is, because you never know, maybe we're actually going to get some people that will go along there and maybe try to take it. I'm not entirely sure, but I will now be moving back to our own territory. That was basically my last ditch effort in actually taking some rhodok fiefs, because you know how it is. Rhodok fiefs, especially when it comes to siege towers, they can be so incredibly painful. And as I said, that one, I thought to myself, it's not going to be that harsh, but it ended up being pretty bad. So, oh, Wurchek is now under siege. Are you serious? Okay, yeah, that is not good. I'm going to head over to Sargoth real fast first, and we'll see what we can do there. But yeah, we're going to... Hopefully they're not... they put 140... They put 146. Right. Gonna have to go to Wurchek, I guess. I have to go to word check. Okay, yeah, this is problematic. This is real problematic. I'm not entirely sure if I'm even going to be able to make it there in time. I think I should be able to. How many? Are you what? They only took it with 2. Are you serious? Oh well, I guess they are kind of serious because they only took it with 2 vassals, and I mean, who can blame them? They only had, what, 90 units to have to defeat or something like that? So yeah, my garrison is pretty lackluster, so I really shouldn't be... I shouldn't be complaining about that, to be honest. It's my own fault that they were able to take it so easily. Anyway, we're just going to wait here for a little bit of time, and then they're probably going to head in, but this is going to be super easy for us to defeat, in my opinion, so I'm actually going to end this episode off here, and next time... I'm thinking the Rhodoks will probably make peace with us, but then we're going to go on a bit of a rampage against the VAEGIRs, if we can. Obviously, I have no idea where their marshal is. I can assume this is their marshal, and he's not looking particularly good. He's looking pretty bad, actually, all things considered. But otherwise, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.